Hi, I'm Sanaya Rayleigh, an early childhood consultant. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Raising Little Geniuses. Today we're going to talk about stress, how to face it, trace it, but most importantly, how to erase it. As a parent or guardian, stress is something we cannot avoid, especially when it comes to babies and toddlers. Because let's face it, parents, stress begins the moment we find out that we're expecting. So, I want to pose a question. How do we deal with this lifelong relationship between parenting and stress? I would like to present to you a method I call introduce and reduce. When a stressor introduces itself into your life, you have to acknowledge it, just the same way you would acknowledge a person who walks into the room. Take a moment to see the stress, but allow the stress to sit somewhere else. Do not invite the stress to sit right next to you. That, parents and guardians, is how we treat parental stress. What I mean by that is, for example, if your child is struggling with temper tantrums, acknowledge the tantrum, but quickly set a boundary. You and the tantrum both exist in the room, but you have the power to control what happens in the room. This is how we minimize and reduce. You, as the parent or guardian, has the ability to see the stressor for what it is, acknowledge it, then reduce it. We do this by admitting two truths. The first, just because your child may be going through an issue does not mean that you have a bad child. And second, but most important, remember that you are a great parent. A situation is just that. The only measure of parenting lies between the love you have for your child and the love your child has for you. Let the situation simply be the situation. When a stressor has control of the atmosphere, it becomes all-consuming and takes over the day. But by reducing stress, it detaches the issue from the child and the burden from the parent. The stressor or issue can now be dealt with systematically and efficiently without changing how you feel for the child or how you feel as a parent. So let's jump back into the example. With the introduce and reduce method, the tantrum is handled with an age-appropriate timeout or consequence. As long as the behavior is met consistently with the introduce and reduce method, the child will learn that adverse behavior only leads to adverse results for the child. Mom and dad will not give in to every negative situation because they are, in fact, not stressed by the adverse behavior. This, my friend, is how you introduce and reduce your way into a stress-less parenthood. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me on Raising Little Geniuses. For more fun and resources, check us out on RaisingLittleGeniuses.com. And don't forget, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Raising Little Geniuses. And if you enjoyed this information, share it with a friend. See you next time.